sad. Deep down I was always sad. People saw the fun I had, but man, they never knew. You came through all the years you came. You lifted my self-blame. Did I do the same for you? Oh, now I found the corner lot in better weather. Sometimes it rains, but there's peace like forever. It's funny how God could have eased my mind by saying, in the end, you'll marry your best friend. Maybe it wouldn't have been funny then. A mess. Our lives were such a mess. Could we have handled all the stress coming from where we'd been? One shot, you know that's all we've got. Would you have rather cast your lot with who we were back then? Oh, now we found a corner lot in better weather. Sometimes it rains, but there's peace like forever. It's funny how God could have eased our minds by saying, in the end, you'll marry your best friend. Maybe it wouldn't have been funny then. Well, now we found a corner lot in better weather. Sometimes it rains, but there's peace like forever. It's funny how God could have eased our minds by saying, in the end, you'll marry your best friend. Maybe it wouldn't have been funny then.
Wow, we are just getting a great concert here today, are we not, everyone? Yeah. So you were listening to Overtones on WLXU 93.9 FM Lexington Community Radio. I'm Renee Collins. And Travis Lee Kern, welcome back to Overtones.
Hey.
Let's get a round of applause for Travis.
All right.
Thank you.
Travis will be on Red Barn Live this Wednesday at 8 p.m. at Lexington Arts Place. And Travis, let us know what we can expect to hear from you. You are one of the Twisted Cork's most frequent flyers in terms of taking the stage for Songwriters in the Round and also blessing us with your appearance at some open mics. And it's always such a pleasure to hear your songwriting and to hear your performance. Well, and you've got some of the best pitch I think I've ever heard. Do you all agree?
Oh,
just
well,
amazing.
Well, thank you for that. And
so what can we expect?
well, I'm going to be there with my good friend and the guy that helped me produce my record, The Coleslaw. His name's Daniel Lay. He's actually in the studio. You heard him on the Telecaster right there.
Yes, and let's give Daniel a round of applause.
Yeah, and we'll be playing together, 15 original songs, and I'm so excited about it. And, when I think about the evolution of the record coming about, I went to Daniel first, and I said, I have this idea, but it seems so daunting. Can you help breathe life into these songs? And he did that, and then some. And so really happy to be here with him today, and I'm glad he's going to be with me on the Red Barn.
So am I. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to Vanessa, who has also had the pleasure of seeing you perform at the Twisted Cork.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen Travis perform at Songwriters in the Round.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I've seen you twice in the round, and once was by accident, which was kind of a funny story. You want to tell us?
Yeah,
what
that
happened
was
there?
amazing. Yeah, so I was there to hear some good music. I mean, every single time at Twisted Cork, you see the list of people, the lineup of the Writers' Rounds, and you're like, wow.
Like,
and
how can I stay home?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was there. I saw the first round, Whitney Akey and Ray Adams, and I can't remember who else. And the next round was going to be Chris Bentley and some folks. And,
Chelsea Nolan.
Chelsea Nolan, that's right, Bob Shirley. And Whitney came up to me and was like, Travis, Chris isn't here. Do you want to go? I was like, absolutely. Can I use your guitar? So that was a really thrilling experience. And it's always just a pleasure to play at the Twisted Cork. I have the utmost respect for that place. It is a real gem in Lexington, and there's no wonder why it won, best live music venue at the Lexington Music Awards. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a family, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I love the Cork, and what has the Twisted Cork contributed to you as far as an artist and your songwriting and your performance?
Well, that's an easy answer. First of all, just being a part of the Lexington community, for me, started at Twisted Cork. Mm-hmm. And also, my performance on Red Barn really evolved from that time. It was in October. I had just released my record, and I was like, man, I need to get out. I need to perform some of these songs. And I went to the Red Barn open mic on a Sunday night at Twisted Cork, 6 o'clock. It is jumping now. That night, it wasn't so much as far as I came right in, I signed up, and took the stage, and it was just magical. And people took care of me there. They really got the songs, they got the music. They were laughing when they were supposed to laugh, and
and not when they weren't supposed
to.
Yeah,
gosh, I got up and played. There was some extra time, so I got to play another set, and it was just a beautiful experience. I came home and told so many people about it because I just had a magical experience, and I feel like that night set the course for fulfilling a dream of mine, which is to play on Red Barn. And I'm a long-time listener of Red Barn. I take that very seriously. And this is a real bucket list opportunity on Wednesday, so I'm really happy about it.
Well, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I'm going to be free on Wednesday, so I think I might come and check it out. I'm normally not, but it's spring break.
Absolutely.
So Wednesday evening, hey, now I know what I'm doing Wednesday evening.
That's cool.
I'll come and check it out. That's awesome. So tell us more about your album and the concept of that. I read a review on it actually earlier, but haven't had the chance to hear the album yet. But just from reading the review, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to hear this album. Just the titles and the topics of the songs sound very, very Kentucky, and they sound like they're coming from a very personal place for you. Will you speak more to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So I spent some time in Nashville as trying to be a songwriter, and I did that whole scene, but I didn't have much success with it, and I came home, and it was a really freeing experience to come home and really start to explore a deeper topics in my songwriting and whatnot, and one of them was really trying to imagine the life of my grandfather, who I never got to meet. He was killed in a coal mine accident, and so, but he had 9 kids with my grandma, my dad being one of them, and this tightest family, the tightest family you can imagine. We got together every Sunday, as many of the kids that could come together did, and that's my childhood. So much of my childhood was that. And so I wrote a lot of the songs trying to imagine some of the conversations maybe my grandfather Patrick would have with Lily, my grandmother, and even in doing so, though, a lot of the topics, though he passed away decades ago, they're relevant today. And even if you didn't know that backstory, I think that it's really it's relatable to people in modern times. It doesn't have to be a mine closing. It could be, a factory or whatever else. And then there are love songs, there are happy songs in there as well that I was just kind of tied together through the theme of the album, and the name of the album is The Cole's Love. So that last song I played, Corner Lot, is a song for my wife. And so that's on the record as well, as is the one I'll play later on. Yeah, thank you for
Awesome, yeah. So I'm interested to hear a little bit more about your collaboration with Daniel and how that got started, and how that's enriched both of your lives as a musician.
Well, absolutely. Well, Daniel is from Bergen, Kentucky, and I got to know him back in 2011, and it was so great to get to know him in that way. And I never had him as a student. He had an open period, and he asked if he could be basically like a teacher's aide. Well, it was my planning. So what we got to do is we got to talk music a lot, and it was really awesome. And so later on, years have gone by. He's been in several bands. He's been in Faith in the Unseen, which was a signed band. They were signed to a label. And then he's currently in a wonderful Lexington-based band, Much Obliged. And with some other guys from Bergen.
Oh, the name of the band is Much Obliged?
Much Obliged.
I was waiting for
yes.
I was waiting for what came after the Much Obliged.
No.
He's from this band, Much
They
Obliged. And I'm
fantastic.
like, oh, you're much obliged to them. What are they called? I get it now.
Fantastic band. And so when I was putting together the record, I went to him first. He got Jeffrey Alford, who's the drummer of Much Obliged, also a Bergen graduate, to help out. I knew Chip Minks, who's a bass player. He's in the Rooster's Crow, Derek Spencer and Maggie Lander in the game. And so his wife had taught at Bergen, so I knew her from there, and knew him through her. And then he actually, put me in touch with Maggie, so she plays fiddle throughout the record. And so it's really great musicians on there. That made me sound good. and it's just, it came together. We recorded it on one weekend at Sneak Attack in Lexington with Jason Groves, and just recorded it live. And so there's a lot of energy to it, and it was just a beautiful experience.
Vanessa, in that review of your debut album, No Depression, by the way, a quote here. It says, "A core takeaway from Kern's fine debut is its generosity of spirit and tenderness of imagination. One suspects the coal in this artist's musical bucket will never be low."
I love that. That's
I
such
do
a great
too.
quote.
And
really
what are you going to sing for us next, Travis?
Yeah, well, I'm going to sing the genesis of the album was this song called Community College. I was imagining...
My favorite.
Well, thank you. And I was imagining my grandfather having to deal with maybe the mine closing, and there was always a big push whenever there was a lull in the coal industry to push miners to go and get more education at a community college or whatnot, but there can only be so many HVAC repairmen in a community. And he lived in a community called Rock Cove. He lived in Duffield. Rock Cove's in that area, and just not needing a new job, needing some more education, but not wanting to leave home. So this is called Community College. Registration ends August 10th, and my friends say I better be on the road, 'cause this might be the last chance we get to find a job now that the mine's closed. But the community college didn't have the class I wanted, how to feed your family without leaving Rock Cove. And there ain't no starting over when you got nowhere to go, stuck between a hard place and a lump of coal. I bought a golden ring with my first load, and the Lord and Kathy gave me a happy life. That was almost 20 years ago, and now I need to change overnight. But the community college didn't have the class I wanted, how to feed your family without leaving Rock Cove. And there ain't no starting over when you between a hard place and a lump of coal. Little Jessie's going there this year. I never thought a girl would grow so fast. Yesterday I held back the tears when she said she could tutor me after class. But the community college didn't have the class I wanted. How to feed your family without leaving right cold. And there ain't no starting over when you got nowhere to go. Stuck between a hard place and a lump of coal. Stuck between a hard place and a lump of coal. I'm stuck between a hard place and a lump of coal.
Great job. You've been listening to Travis Lee Kern. Thank you for being with us again
Thank you
today.
very much. It was a pleasure.
And everyone, we will be back for more music after the break.